Well, welcome in everybody. I hope you've had a good week since I've seen you last and ready to do this mindful movement session. As always with these sessions, just do the best that you can, however that looks for you. If you need to take any rest or any breaks at any point, always feel free to do that. If it's for hydration, if it's a rest, if you want to stop altogether, that is completely up to you. In terms of the movements we'll be doing as well throughout the session, do it to the best of your ability. If you can't quite go through the full range of motion or whatever it is, just do what you can, and I'll be watching for those who I can see on screen to give some guidance as I go along as well. With that out of the way, let's get ready to get started by getting ourselves in a nice comfortable position, however that looks for yourself. And then we'll start with some nice deep breathing going in through the nose, out through the mouth, and continue that breathing. And some point over the next couple of breaths, start to close the eyes down and bring that focus inwards with that breathing continuing there. So nice, deep, slow breathing, just nice, controlled. As you're doing it, notice how your lungs inflate and deflate as you're breathing in and out. Notice how your shoulders react to it. Notice just generally how your body is reacting to that breathing as you're doing it. I mean, that's what being mindful is all about, and the key to this session is to be mindful throughout. It helps to relax our nervous system, lower that blood pressure, and overall relax our body. Hopefully now we're a little bit more relaxed. Keep that breathing going, but in this moment, thank yourself for turning up today. Remember, the hardest part is often just turning up. We've already done that bit, but remind ourselves as well that over the next hour, we'll stay focused and do all of the movement, breathing, whatever we're doing to the best of our ability. And that best of our ability will look different from person to person, but as long as we know we're doing the best that we can do, that's all that we can ask from ourselves. If you do find your mind wandering at any point, don't beat yourself up over it. Just remind yourself that it's a normal thing that happens. The brain likes to wander. And just when you catch yourself doing that, just bring it back in line. Maybe even do a couple of breaths to help you to bring that focus back in. Good work. Keep the breathing going. Nice, slow, deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Try and make that out breath a little bit longer as well than the in breath. And keep the breathing going, but sit up nice and tall as you do so. Keep the eyes closed as well, and as you keep that breathing going, just try and sit up nice and tall as you breathe in. Notice that chest lift up, your posture gets a little bit better with it, and as you breathe out, just let it all relax down. Keeping it going there. Just a little bit more emphasis on the body here with the breathing. Okay, keep that breathing going, but let's start to open up our eyes again. What I want you to do is to keep the, as I say, keep the breathing going. I'm going to turn to the side. I want you to be a little bit more animated with it. So as you breathe out, you're going to really relax down, bend forwards a little bit, and as you breathe in, sitting up nice and tall, chest out, and as you breathe out, relax it down again. So it's almost just a little bit of an extra flourish on your breathing. And you're going with the natural movement with what your body feels like it needs to do as you're breathing. Doesn't need to be huge movements. Just as you breathe out, relax down and forwards. As you breathe in, sitting up nice and tall, chest comes out and up. And you're just going flowing between the two there. Good. Now stay sitting up in a nice tall position. And as we breathe in now, we're going to shrug the shoulders up. And as we breathe out, we'll relax them down. Breathe in, shrug up, squeeze those shoulders. And as you breathe out, relax down. So nice work, everybody. Keep that going. Breathe in, squeeze those shoulders. Breathe out, relax down. Continue this movement, but instead of going up and down, we're going to come back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, push the shoulders forwards, turn to the side as well. See it from there. Breathe in, squeeze the shoulders back. Breathe out, push them forwards. It's all about squeezing those muscles and then relaxing them off. And we can do that with both the back muscles as we bring those back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And as we bring it forwards, we can squeeze the chest a little bit as we do that as well. And we go back and forth between the two. Good work. Alrighty, let's go into some shoulder rotations now. So keep that breathing going. Just relax it off a little bit and just do some shoulder rotations round. It doesn't matter which direction you go because we will change in a minute. Okay, let's change direction. Work, and then let's start to open up a little bit more. So we can put our hands roughly on our shoulder area, And we can bring those elbows round. Remember, the hands don't need to be locked in position, they can glide around. The focus here is just to get the elbows moving in a circle. And we could do both arms together. We can do one arm and then the other arm, or you can do just one arm, switch over, whatever feels comfortable for you to get these elbows going round. Let's change direction and go the opposite way. And relaxing it off there. Good work. Okay, we're going to go back to some breathing. Let's just go in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, so we keep that breathing going just like so. In through the nose, out through the mouth. But as we do so, what we're going to do is push up as we breathe out, and then in as we come around. So the transition point between the two breaths is around about here in terms of breathing in. And then it is again here, breathing out. Right the way around. Good. Now keep that going if you feel comfortable doing so. If you can't get the full range of motion in terms of going right the way up and around, just do the best you can. If that's just a smaller range of motion, if it's with bent arms even a little bit, just get the general idea of getting the arms up and then around. Good work, everybody. Let's change direction now. Going the opposite way around. This time I want you to breathe in as you bring the arms around and breathe out as you put it down into the tummy. So breathe in, breathe out. Now, this is quite a lot of breathing. If you're feeling lightheaded, because we are putting our arms above our head, just relax the breathing off a little bit, maybe reduce that motion. If you're feeling a little lightheaded as you do this, that's perfectly normal with a bit of heavy breathing and some movement, especially with the arms above our head. So just relax it off if that's the case for you. Good. Okay, what we're going to do now is a similar movement, but instead of going up and down with our movements, we're going to push the hands forwards and then we're going to come around, almost like we're doing breaststroke. So breathe out as you push out, breathe in as you put it round. Now, if you struggle to put both arms forwards, because it's for balance reasons or whatever it may be, you feel free to do it one arm at a time if that's a little bit easier in terms of balance. I know putting both hands forwards can be a little bit tricky on the core, so just do what you can here. Good. Let's change direction now. When you bring it in, I almost want you to feel like you're pulling it towards you, and then you're bringing it around like so. Okay, let's continue that, but this time let's go around to the left and bring it in, and then around to the right, and then bring it in. And just go back and forth between going to the left and to the right. And in your own time, in your own pace, there's no rush here. Just whatever feels natural to you with linking it with your breathing and your movement. Good. We keep that going, but instead of going straight out to the side, we're going to come up and bring it down diagonally. And again, the best that you can do. You can't bring your arms all the way up. You can just bring it to wherever you can. And don't worry as well if you can't reach really far over. If you can only reach a certain distance and bring it in, that's fine. It's what you can do here that counts. And bringing it down. Let's just go into some shoulder rotations. Nice and gentle. Change direction. Then let's have a little bit of a shake off there. Let's grab a drink now. And I'm going to put my aircon on as well, because it's hot in Phoenix. Don't think this state got the memo about winters. I think it's still, I think it was 90 again today. Like, it's just like, come on, it's mid-November. Yeah, very hot. Oh yeah, I need a drink. Cool. So we're going to go into a little bit of our spinal mobility. We're going to start with our neck first of all, like we usually do here with our looking up and down the flexion extension. So when you're ready to go into it, just start looking up and looking down and just going back and forth between the two here. Just controlled, gentle movements. Getting everything flowing nicely. Nice work. Just nice, easy movements between looking up and down, flowing between the two at your own pace. And you can, if you want, link the breathing in here, but it's not necessary on this one as much, but just maybe adds just a little bit of control and a little bit of just mindfulness to the movement. Alrighty, when we're ready to, let's when we're looking down next time, let's hold that position and just allow a gentle stretch in the back of our neck here. And it's just holding this position. Good. Let's ease out of it, doing a couple of looking up and downs. And then the next time you find yourself looking up, let's hold that position. And remember, we can take this a little bit further. So this might be enough of a stretch just by looking up. But if you want to take it further, keep the mouth closed and that chin really pointing up towards the sky. And you start to feel a bit more of a stretch through the front of the neck. If you want to take that a little bit further, you can put your hand gently on the sternum and pull down on the skin. as you're getting that chin going upwards. And that just helps to increase that stretch through the neck. And then ease out of it. Do a couple of looking ups and downs just to do so. And then let's go into our rotation, looking left, looking right, going back and forth between the two. Okay, good work, everybody. Just nice, gentle movements. And the next time you find yourself looking to the left, let's hold that position. If you want to take it a little bit further with the stretch, we can take so we're looking to the left, take our left hand over to the right collarbone and gently pull the skin down towards the right armpit. And that's just going to help to open up that stretch on that right side of the neck. So looking to the left, left hand on right collarbone, gently pulling that down towards the right armpit area. And if you're not feeling the stretch, you can adjust your hand position, maybe above the collarbone, just to help you feel where that stretch should be. And when you get it right, you'll feel it sort of between the jaw and the collarbone area. Nice. Well, let's ease out of that, doing some lefts and rights. And the next time you find yourself looking to the right, let's hold that position. And then again, if you want to take it further, we're looking to the right now. So that's right hand on left collarbone, gently pulling it diagonally downwards. And ease out of it. Do a couple of lefts and rights just to relax out of it. And then we go into our lateral flexion. That's one ear to one shoulder, to the other shoulder, back and forth between the two. Nice work. Just nice, easy, gentle movements. And when you're ready to, left ear to left shoulder. Let's increase that stretch a little bit more. If we want to take it further, we take the hand, we drop it down to our side, or we pull it behind us. And we create that distance between. So left ear's to the left shoulder, but that opens up the right side of the neck here. So the distance between the ear, the right ear and the right shoulder, the more we can get that, the more we feel the stretch. And ease out of it. Do a couple of lefts and rights. And then when you feel like you're ready to, we go over to the right side now. So right ear to right shoulder, opening up that left side, dropping that left hand down or bringing it behind you, whichever feels more right. And ease out of it. Do a couple of lefts and rights on this one. Good. Let's go into the rest of our spine now. Starting with the flexion extension. Remember, arching back like a high jumper, curling over like a prawn, going back and forth between the two. Start off small with this, and you can gradually build it up to a bit more range of motion as your spine gets warmed up to it. I know for myself, it usually takes about 5 to 10 of these before I start going into the range of motion that I know I can do. And then let's go into some rotation next. So rotate around to one side, around to the other side, and back and forth again in your own pace. And don't feel like you have to really pull yourself around. Just nice, gentle movements is ideal here. And like I always say with these ones, it's not about how far you go with it. It's just about getting them in. Just getting the movement in here. Yeah, let's go into some lateral flexion now, bending down to one side, bending down to the other. And remembering on this one, not to lean forwards or lean backwards. Try and keep yourself in a straight line down to one side and down to the other. And then let's go around in a whirlpool. Let's change direction. Nice. Let's do a few more stretches here. We're going to start off with stretching our lats, which are the big muscles here on the side and the back. And to do that, we reach over to one side and then over to the other side. Now you can hold each stretch for around about 3 to 5 seconds. I'll let you decide if you want to hold it for longer or less. You don't have to follow with how long I'm doing it for, because I'm not actually counting. I'm just sort of roughly holding it there for that amount of time. So do what feels right for you. If it feels like you need to hold it for longer, that's fine. If you feel like just a little bit is okay, that's also fine. Just doing what feels right for you here. And remember, if you can't bring the arm all the way up and over, we can bring it across the front a little bit. Just bring the arm to wherever you can as you do so. Good. Okay, let's stretch out more of our upper back and our chest now. We'll bring both hands back behind us, opening up that chest, and then reach one arm forwards, bringing it back, and then the other arm forwards. If you need to do it on the arm of something, so you can do both arms back like so, and then you can reach one forwards, and you can use the desk in front of you, or like I am, a sofa arm, just to help with that support. Because I really want you to stretch that arm forwards, get that shoulder forwards in the joint there, and go back and forth between the two. Good work. Alrighty, we'll do our rotator cuff now. So we can either do elbows up where we go around one way and then around the other way, or if it's easier for you, you can keep the elbows tucked in here and go in and out to the side, or something sort of in between the two as well. The main thing here is that we're rotating the shoulders back and forth. And when you get this right, you feel like a bit of a stretch deep in the shoulder there, especially when you come the upwards one or at the outwards point. And then let's give that a little shake out there. Good. All right, I'm gonna have another little hydration break. Feel free to do the same. We've got some more movement coming up before we head into our mindfulness stuff at the end. Good work. My body's still getting used to how much sugar is in stuff here. So I got so obviously you guys who know me for a while, we have that squash in the UK, which is like that concentrated juice, and then you fill it with water. So I've just been buying regular juice and watering it down because it's so sweet that I just can't cope with how much sugar it is in comparison to what I'm used to. But I'm coping with it all right, except for that wasn't watered down and it is very it's really strong. So I don't know how you guys cope with it. Anyway, we're on to some more movement stuff here. We're going to do a little bit of our like yoga like movement. So to start with, we go down into our starting position, which is right the way down as best we can. Then from there, we come up with that flat back to around about 45-degree angle. Then we come back down again. And this time when we come up, we'll curl up, almost like you're stacking one vertebrae on top of the other as you sit upright. And then we just do that to begin with. So we go all the way back down to the starting position, then come up with that flat back down, curling up on the second time up, sitting up nice and straight, and then back down again. And what we're trying to do here is kind of two things. One is to take your spine through the ranges of motion it's designed to, which we kind of already did with the mobility earlier. But what this does is puts it in a bit more of a practical sense. So the other ones were just the straightforward flexion, extension, rotation, and that. What this does is puts it into a slightly more real world situation where we might be bending over and we go through some range of motion that combines some things together. So it just helps us to get our body moving in that way. And it really helps to mobilize this area, get it through some movements that it might face during our daily activities. Good. Okay. When we come up this time, so we're going to curl up on the second time through, hands together this time, coming up, out, and around. So just adding that up, out, and around on the next bit. So we come down to the starting position, up with a flat back down, curling up, palms together, reaching up, out, and around. And just continue doing that back to the start. Up with a flat back down, curling up, palms together, reaching up, out, around, and down. Good work. Keep that going there. Good work. Now when we come up, we're going to add in a next little bit. So we come up, out, and around to parallel. When we get to parallel, we're going to rotate to the left, rotate to the right, come back to the middle, and down to the starting position. So up with a flat back, back down, curling up on the second time. Once you reach the top, palms together, reach up, out, and around. Pausing here, rotate to the left, rotate to the right, back to the middle, and back down to the start. Repeating through that. Up with a flat back, back down, curling up, palms together, reaching up, out, around, pausing there, round to the left, round to the right, back to the middle, and back all the way to the starting position. Let's go again. Feel free to do this in your own time and pace. There's no rush here. There's no need to do it exactly how I'm doing it in terms of pace or even range of motion. Just doing the best that you can to move these, move yourself the way that you're able to. Let's keep it going. And you'll feel as you're going through these movements, there'll be points where you can feel stretches, probably when you rotate. There'll be some times where you feel some mobility, some flowing in there. And then maybe sometimes that you feel like it's almost like a little bit of a strength workout. And these are all true and totally valid to feel that way as you're going through all of these movements. Okay, we're going to finish off just with doing a little bit of the threading of the needle. So to do this, we take one arm, doesn't matter which arm because we'll swap over to the other side in a minute. We're going to put our forearm on our lap. And then we take one hand here, we point it, the other hand, we point to the sky to start with. So we're in this rotated position. And then we bring it down. And this gap under our armpit here, we put that arm through that gap there. And then we come back out again. If you're comfortable with that, carry on. I'm just going to explain it one more time. So it's the forearm resting on the lap, just like so. Try and get it towards the knees if you can. The other arm, we're going to point towards the sky, so we're in this rotated position. And then we come it down, rotate down. We take the hand, we go through the gap under our armpit and point to the other side. I'm going to change over to the other side as well, so I can show you from there. You keep going on the same side for now. I'm just going to do it as a demonstration. So arm on the lap there, pointing up towards the sky, coming down and through that hole. Good. Keep that going there. Yeah, let's swap over to the other side. So same idea, forearm on the lap, arm pointed towards the sky on the other side, rotate through, thread the needle, back and forth. Now, if you are struggling to get right the way down and threading that needle, you can just come across the body and just bring it not so far down. Again, it's always just doing the best that you can on these movements. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be the best that you can do. And that might also look different on different days as well. There's some days we can move with all the grace in the world, and then on some days, not so much. Good work. Let's ease out of that now. And we will grab one last little drink break before we go into our mindfulness session coming up, well, a mindful part of the session coming up. Alrighty then. When you're ready to, we're just going to do some deep breathing. So don't feel like you need to rush from your drink. Just go nice, slow, deep breathing. And when I see everybody sort of ready to go with this next bit, we can get started. Good. Okay. When you're ready to, let's close the eyes down and bring that focus inwards. We're going to go through our body scan today, which is where we go from the top of our head to the tip of our toes, checking in with each of our body parts and just seeing how it all feels as we go and do it. As always, we're not trying to solve anything here or fix anything. We're just listening to our body, seeing how it feels. At any point along here, feel free to move or touch or prod yourself in any way that you see fit to get an idea of how each area is feeling. But let's start with the top of our head in the crown. And as always, not always the most sensitive area, but let's put some focus and attention there into the crown of the head and to see how it feels and if there's anything coming back to us. Let's go down now into our forehead, and we can give it a little bit of a wiggle by moving our eyebrows. We can relax and scrunch it up however you see fit. So for myself, I got a little bit of bump on my head, and I can still feel it when I move it around. So it's just good to pay attention to that. Happened a couple of days ago, so I'm just keeping an eye on it by doing this body scan. Otherwise, my life is pretty busy, so I tend to forget about these things, and this is time just to check in with the body. Let's go down now through our eyes, our cheek, and our jaw. Moving that face around if you need to, and see if there's any areas that just need focus. That's good. Let's go round to the back of our neck now. And as always, we tend to do a lot of neck mobility during the sessions. So your neck may be feeling quite loose and fluid, but also it might also feel a little bit fatigued after the session. That's perfectly normal, but at least we can sort of get an idea of how it feels today and just check in on it. Down now, we're going to spread out towards the shoulders. And again, we can give them a movement. And another area that, we've done some stretching, we've done some mobility work. So you're probably feeling a little bit of looseness, but also maybe even a little bit of tiredness in there as well. All perfectly normal things. And it's normal to feel it and to not feel it. But hopefully after the session, you'll feel a little bit looser in those shoulder joints, even if they are maybe a little bit clunky, a little bit like that. That's fine. Let's move down now through our upper arms, down into our elbows. And again, you can move these if you feel like it needs that. And go down through our forearms into our wrists. So for those who have been following for a while, I had some little issues in the left wrist. Unfortunately, I hurt my right wrist the other day. So I'm feeling it a little bit in that area. But this is all about just managing it. And it does already feel better than it did on the weekend. So that is good to know. And it's just all this checking in, seeing how the body is. It just helps us to get an understanding of how it is. Now let's go down through our hands, through our fingers. You can give them a wiggle if you can. Good. Well, let's bring that focus all the way back up into our spine, not through our neck, but the rest of the spine now. Again, an area we've moved a lot. You can maybe feel a little bit like you're moving quite easily, but also maybe a little bit tired. That's good. That's where we want to be. Go down now into our hips, which we may not be able to move or feel, but that's okay. We're going to put the energy down there, see if we get anything back, any sort of resistance, any sort of sensitivity or whatever it may be. Focus there, see what comes back to you. Let's go down now through our legs into our knees. And again, we can sort of focus on this area, see how it feels. And then we go down into our ankles, our feet, and our toes. If you can wiggle them, give them a wiggle. If not, just put the intention and focus down there and see what you get back. Now our attention is at the bottom. We're going to do 3 deep breaths, starting from the tip of our toes, going to the top of our head. Each time we breathe in, imagine you're filling your body up with a white light, going from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. When we're ready, breathing in and breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. Breathe out and return that breathing to normal. Open up your eyes if you had them closed as we bring ourselves back to the room. Well done, everybody. That was a good session there today. Lots of good movement, breathing, everything great.